Hello everybody and welcome to the final scenario in the first Railroad Tycoon 2 campaign, Cape to Cairo. We have got to make a connection from Cape Town all the way to Cairo and haul, I think it's just 8 loads between them, but it is one hefty distance, especially given the year it is, 1890. We don't have the greatest, well, the fastest trains available. Got a good train for the time, but it's not that quick. Which is why the bonus here, we are clearly going to have to go with the plus 15% train speed. The plus 10% passenger revenue is nice, that can get you going quickly, especially in the early game. Because we're probably going to start up here. Both places are worth starting at actually, but I think up here is just a bit better. But the 15% train speed gives you more revenue, and also it's very good for the wind conditions of the scenario. The top one is a waste, don't bother with that. Maybe if that wasn't credit rating and instead goodwill, you might have a small argument for that, but the train speed is clearly the best. Alright everybody, let's do this. After the Berlin Conference in 1884, Europe divided up Africa to suit the needs of their empires. Naturally, this hasn't gone over well with the native inhabitants. As Cecil Rhodes, an immigrant who calls Africa home, you think that a grand railroad can bring civilization to Africa. Africa can become an empire unto itself, with you as its leader. You must attempt to connect Cape Town to Cairo and haul at least 8 loads of cargo between them by the end of 1930. For a silver, complete the task by the end of 1916, and for a gold, do it by 1902. That is only 12 years, so we are going to have to plan this carefully, and we are going to have to work very smartly here. So, what have we got then? We have a company, Africa, and Freelander. We don't need to worry about competition. This is a you versus the map scenario, and that's it. So, what have we got here? We have access to British territories, essentially. So this is considered a British territory, South Africa, as you can see here, which has a pretty extensive amount of space. And then all the way up here in Egypt, or Egypt, however you want to pronounce it, British territory, there you go, Port Said, Alexandria, and Cairo. Cairo makes an opportune place to start, especially if you can encompass a lot of the houses here. That's kind of blocking my way here. So what I'm probably going to start off with is a railroad going from Cairo down to Wadi Halfa, most likely. It's a shame we don't have a meat processing plant here, but we do have a couple of grain. I'm just wondering, can we get some track? This is very awkward. This is very awkward. Kind of hoping we could have sort of something going along here. That's not so bad. This is not ideal, to be honest with you. We might need to pay to destroy this grain silo here, which costs a lot of money to do, but alas, I don't see what else we can do, because the rail network needs to go along here. We can't build anything along this way. What happens if we do this? Although, hang on, this might be salvageable. Also, we've got oil there, and we have diesel oil refineries there, then we have electric plants here. So we've actually got some industry opportunities. What are we looking at down south? We've got Cape Town here, this is where we need to connect to. A bit of a steep one here, but probably going to have trains going one way down south, I reckon. So Cape Town's just got loads of houses, really. Over here in Port Elizabeth, you demand iron, turn it to steel, and coffee and sugar. There's some coffee on the way there. We might be able to sort of utilise that a little bit. Either way, actually. I don't really know which way we do that. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I think there's maybe one more house over here than there is before. Yeah, probably. So maybe we do it that way. That could be an option as well. We then also have this little Midlands area here. This is usually quite rich with stuff. I mean, we can make a teeny connection here if we want, and we can supply that. We've got more things over here. Grain. Any bakeries at all? No, but the grains can supply the cattle yard. That is an option, as well as sheep farms. We could get something going here, maybe down to Cape Town. The problem is, like I say, it's very steep going from Cape Town up here. There isn't really a great way to do this, to conquer this hill, as it were. So I'd argue there just straight up isn't one. That is the best route, up this way, where it's about 4 degrees. Yeah, there you go. That might be it, but 4.5, which is why, like I said, we only have it going one way when that's down south. Okay, so there you go. That's one. one way we can do this. So we're going to have to probably spend about 5 years making our rail network, and then 2 years just launching loads of trains down south. Now, let's take a look at the territory screen. First thing I'm going to do, actually, before we do that, I'm going to buy some stock. Yeah, buy it on margin, that's fine. Issue some stock as well, just to give me a little bit more cash to play with. Now, we can make a connection if we connect to Belgian Congo. That is actually an opportunity. Alternatively, we've also got German territory as well along here, so as long as we do one of these two, that's all we need to actually do. So Belgian Congo costs 1.5 mil, and German territory is much cheaper. That would be ideal. I think there's also some stuff in there. So that's British, that's Belgian Congo. There's the German territory. That looks... It doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little bit bumpy. Let's press G here. Oh no, that is not nice. Unless we go through here. Go through Bever. Bever? Yeah, look. Get around that. All the flat bits. Have you noticed? They've all got stuff in the way. We might be able to just destroy that. Come along here. Destroy people's livelihoods. Not a very nice thing to do. But that could be... that would still be cheaper than connecting. That would actually be cheaper than going for British Congo. Sorry, not British Congo. Was it? Not Portuguese. Belgian Congo, that's it. Alright guys, okay, that's a lot of talk and not a lot of action. So let's see what we can do here. Stock price is lower. Oh, probably should have got another manager first. Higher goodwill would be nice. I'm probably going to switch to someone else though. Track building higher. Oh, I don't like that. Let's go for the cheaper goodwill. Yeah, go for that for now. We're not connected anywhere else for now. Okay, we want to try and connect to as many houses as possible here. So let's sort of go like this, I guess. Yeah, we get a couple of extra ones. We lose one. No, actually, we lose two and we gain 3. Yeah, we gain 3. Okay, cool. That is probably the best spot then. Oh, that is a lot of passengers and mail already, and that's from day 1, I should tell you. Okay. I am going to have to do this. It annoys me that. Is there... That's the next town along. Nope. Does anybody want any cattle? Is there any along the way? Kampala. There we go. That's in Belgian Congo. Maybe that is the way to go then. It looks a bit flatter actually. Although until you get to here, then it looks a bit ugly. Actually, it looks real ugly. Although, if we kind of have it going down... Yeah, that's not good at all, is it? Ugh, do you know what? We'll have to work this out. Let's just get the first network going, shall we? So... I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to destroy this. Okay. It sucks, but it is necessary. We're going to double track this up. That seems like the only way to really do this, I reckon. Let's do it like this. Okay, can we get rid of that 2.1 at all? I don't think we can. There's a 2 there. 0.3. No, we're better off sort of keeping it tight, I reckon. This looks okay. Maybe we're better off doing it like this. No, like this. Yeah. Right, let's think a little bit about the station. Can't get that grain in there. I'd love to get that grain over to the bakery. Is there anything else that would take the grain? Yes, there's a cattle. Some cattle there. Maybe then instead we just look at going for passengers for now. Ultimately, that's all we're looking for, right? The layout of this is just shocking. Oh dear, really shocking. Right, that's good. Oh gosh, this is not ideal, is it? Right, okay, there, yeah, that's probably how we're doing this. Let's sort of see what we've got here then. We're going to have to go big station. We miss a house if we do that, so we're going to have to bring it over here. Whatever. Okay. Is it worth getting a bond then? It might be. 13% though. I think I might avoid the bond and just buy 2 trains for now. No, I am going to get the bond. We're going to get kind of a full work going. Because what I think we can do is we can build one little cheap station in between here. You've also got the oil. We're going to do that. You've also got sugar. Hello, sugar. Sugar turns into food. Well, that works for me. That very much does work for me. Right, let's just go ahead and you're going to have the sanding and water. Because that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, lovely. We're going to get 3 trains going here, believe it or not. I could have kept that, actually. First one from Cairo. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. Mail. Done. And down to Wadi here. But we're going to take off 1. We're going to go same train again, but starting from Wadi over here. Yes, like that. And then from Aswan here, you're going to wait. That's it for now. That's what we're going to do. So we've got oil we can take across here. That can go into here. That'll produce diesel. And that diesel can actually come back here as well. Diesel, sugar, Aswan there. Yeah, you know what? Let's bring that in now. We'll micromanage this first bit. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2. To Cairo. And yeah, just take 1 of each there. Right, lovely. Okay. This is not so bad, is it? We'll actually get off to a pretty good start here. There's hundreds coming in. Okay, growing economy. That's pretty good for us, actually. We might be able to get cheaper bond rates soon, especially once we prove we're profitable. As for the roundhouse, we're going to need to build a roundhouse at some point. Let's build that early, just before I forget. So lovely. Right, the roundhouse should be fine for everybody there. All trains go to Cairo. That's the old saying, right? Right? I don't know. Yeah. That goes there, Kampala, British territory goes all the way down to Kampala. That's another nice long journey, and it looks kind of fun. If we can kind of navigate across here, I don't know about that actually. No, from here we can dart across there, get across here. Kampala looks pretty good. I am leaning towards the German territories here. I think they seem like the way to go. The Mastodon is not really worth it, I don't think. Okay, from Aswan, you're going to go back. You're going to go oil and sugar. Yes. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. Okay, the Cairo Cannonball. That's actually straight up a good name. To be honest, we're going to keep that. What have we got from Cairo? Yeah, just take those. Get back quickly. So it's taken you about 6 months to do that. I think actually we got you started a little bit later, didn't we? Possibly. So you're going to produce 2 at a time. So actually, what I might do, that's one here. Sugar, yeah. Double it up. And we'll be able to take some food as well. Not that this needs any more resources. Cairo is going to be extremely profitable for us. Issue some bonds, we've already done that. We're in our first year still. I keep forgetting, like, we have just started. Just feels like we've already made, like, a really nice start here. That's all. Okay, in comes this one. The Cairo Flyer. No. The Cairo Chiropractor. That's not how you even spell it. Do you know what? We will just make it a pun. The Chiropractor. There we go. Perfect. 2 trains already off to flying starts here. This hill's going to be a bit tricky, and we're taking more stuff there. I'm wondering if that is the best way to do that. So, yeah, it'll be fine though. You're taking 2 apiece here. That should be good. And boom, times ahead. Okay, we've got 500,000 at the bank. I think we need to take a little look down here. I do want to get something going from Cape Town all the way to Port Elizabeth. There's lots of passengers here. Not to mention, stop off for some coffee. You just demand it, but that's it. But that's fine. I'm not necessarily looking to pick up industries here. But I will if it is good to do so. It's just not really a long enough scenario to do that. That's kind of the only problem I have. Got to look in the Midlands here, is what I'm going to refer to this area as. See what we can get going. I'm glad we have one shorter service. That does actually help us a fair bit. This is quite good. I'm going to keep the caboose though. Yeah, I am going to keep that caboose. Right, from Cairo, you can actually take... Instead, because you're taking sugar and food, you can take food and probably both one food and both diesel. Sounds good to me. Yeah, that'll work. Off you go. That's really nice for a short distance as well. Right, we've got 900k. Kind of just realised that. I might hold off for a moment. Just the end of the year, just so I can then issue some stock. I wonder if I can make this connection. Do you not know? Hang on. Before the debts are paid, because we do have that bond. A single track coming down here will cost what? 400. Let's call it about 550k. 2 medium stations, I want to say, will probably suffice. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we can probably get this going now. I mean, if I can, I will. Can we... Yeah, there we go. That's probably the best it's going to be. Oh, very nice. That's much cheaper. Lovely. Okay, let's get this straight down here and just hug the coast for a little bit. Do you know what? That works. Let's get to you, yeah, over here like that. Done. Teeny tiny small station here. Okay. And there is room for another constellation there. Let's go ahead and micromanage this first one a little bit. But then we're going to go back to 2 and 1 probably. You're probably not going to have that. Let's go like this. Over here, sell any demanded cargoes, but you're not going to sell anything. You're going to go coffee. Just pick that up. Marvellous. Okay, a group of German missionaries come to you for protection from a local tribe. Giving them 50,000 in aid will make you unpopular locally, and your rails will be prone to attack. Minus 30% security. However, the German Empire's opinion of you will greatly improve, 45%. If you ignore the missionaries, your goodwill will drop with all nations by 15%. Okay. The reason I don't want to give them aid is that security attack. Now, if we're running trains along here, and remember we have to get cargo from A to B, you lose the cargo. Which means I'll need to rely on extra trains. I mean, we're probably going to get one train crash along the way. I was going to send in loads of trains anyway. I'm going to have to turn them away just because of the security there. That's the decider for me. I think, yeah, that is unfortunately the right call. Right, okay. Okay, stock split 2 for 1. We're already making about 600,000 a year. That is nice, actually. I don't know if that includes issuing stock, though. 10%, there we go. Let's kind of lower our debt profile slightly there. We do also need to... Do you know what, actually? Hang on. Let's get a roundhouse, water, sanding tower. Probably need a water tower here. Just the water tower. Lovely, right, and I think you're all set up then. How you doing here? You can go 2 and 1. We're probably going to have everything just go down this way, so that's why this hill is not such a big deal. Okay, we need to start looking at sort of further expansion here. And the good thing about this is if we can get something going, I don't know, kind of top down here, then we can actually use that as part of our rail network later on. I'm also very tempted to make an expansion across here to... Khartoum. I believe that's pronounced. Oh, we don't have the money. Okay, let's have some revenue, please. Thank you. Was that the Cairo Cannonball? Yes, it was. Where's the Chiropractor? There we go. Right. Like those names. We'll have to go large station just to get everything in there. Kind of get a feel for what's cooking down here. Alright. We'll be going for steel bridges, most likely. Oh, that is quite a steep... Oh, hang on. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. No, that is the way. That is definitely the way. The only problem is this little section here is gnarly. Very, very hilly. 4.5. Is there a better way? There's a cross here. Oh, to Nairobi, maybe. Oh. Hang on, hang on, hang on. No. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, though, that does mean we kind of go down from this way. Okay, so that is an option. However, we can't go back that way. It's this sort of problem there, though. Okay, I might have found just a little kind of way to do it. Little route there on the side. And that should sort of... only came up with one. There's also a way we can get it so there's no... Yeah, look at this. That's not too bad, is it? And then you can go this way. A bit zigzaggy. What have you got here, then? You've got coffee. You've got a few things, actually. Sugar, coffee, logs and pulpwood, but none of that is helpful, is it? I don't think that's where I want to expand to next. We're going to go and look at something around here, and I will let you know later what it is I do. Okay, we've got a great opportunity to go from Johannesburg to Maun here. This is really good because they have the same stuff. They've both got cattle, they've both got meat packing plants, so they can just exchange those essentially, as well as the passengers. So this should be mighty profitable. And it's also incredibly flat. I mean, that's just a gorgeous route, isn't it? So right there, that is cash money. We've gone ahead and taken out one other bond as well for it. So let's start from Johannesburg here. Let's go passengers, mail, couple of cattle, done. And the same sort of thing back, really, but instead you're going to take probably a couple of food. Yeah. And then once you go back the other way, you'll take some double food as well. Yeah, that's quite an easy one, I would say. So, bring this back down. Food. Alright, terrific. There's yet another train service going. Most of the money did come from the cash that we raised from the other trains here, but not all of it. I'm loving this one. This is really quite nice and profitable, despite the short distance, but that's really good. Okay, another 2-for-1 split at the end of our second year, not sixth year. 1.1 million in cash profits. That's really quite nice. Really, really good, actually. We're doing a good job here. We may want to consider potentially picking up some industries such as this oil refinery, because that is proving to be very profitable, actually. There's more oil on the way, and then the diesel will be gone. It's very good. I think we have two different managers now. We've got trains being 30% safer and trains being 10% faster. Both are very good. The safer trains. An investing genius, Westinghouse created a variety of locomotive safety devices. That could be really, really clutch. Then again, the increased train speed is always a banger, isn't it? That's always a favourite. Plus, that compounds with our current train speed, which is only going to make it even better. So how are we looking here? Yeah, this is really good. And we're not even utilising the passengers here, so we may want to consider a secondary service, actually, from here. Possibly... I mean, how good is it going from, say, this way up to here to Livingston? That could work, because then we might end up getting trains going this way anyway. I still haven't decided on a proper route yet. There isn't a great route along here, although, like I say, if trains are only coming this way, we don't need to worry about the steep hill going down this way. That makes sense. That sounds like a good way to go. And then we already have some track then built on this side. Does that make sense? I hope that makes some sense. It isn't nonsense. Yeah, I would rather you don't do that. And instead you go 2 passengers, 2 cattle, 1 food. And you can even take some grain over if you wanted. But to be honest, I don't think we necessarily need that. I'd rather get some passengers going. Yeah, that's kind of perfect, really, isn't it? I hope. Let's find out if it is. Oh, hang on. Oi! No, that's not what I said. Oh, not great, but it's under 4%, and that's kind of the only thing that matters here. Yeah, if we keep it under 4%, in fact, it's under 3% there. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Mind you, you're going to be going down that way, aren't you? So actually, maybe that's kind of how we do this. Yeah. 309k. Where's the other train? Here. They're going that way. Okay, we're going to need to double this all up. And I'm also going to need to issue some stock. Luckily, that will take us over the edge, and we can do this. Good. Okay, so from here, I'd like to start off by just taking a silly amount of passengers and mail that way. And then from here you can just take the standard back. I say a silly amount, it's not really a silly amount, but it's a good amount. It'll make us some money. And then you can take some food only. Well, not food only, food and passengers back that way. Okay, good. This is really making us some good money. We're very profitable early in this playthrough. I am very tempted to pick up that oil refinery. They are quite profitable businesses, you see. Where did I put... Oh, I built it here, didn't I? Nah. The roundhouse and all that. Well, it is what it is. I need to build it all anyway, here. In fact, because if we're coming through this way, you can have a roundhouse. That makes the most sense. And then you can have one of each. Done. Yeah, because our main route's going to come through that way. We've already got a sanding tower, water tower, and roundhouse. So oil maintenance checkpoint for everything that comes through. Okay, good. I think we're getting there. Oh, the 10-wheeler. Don't know if that's better or more reliable. 15... when we're going to be taking 4 carriages. Well, 4 cargo. So 17 and 4. 19 and 4. Below average, though, I don't like. I like the reliability. I think I might avoid that 10-wheeler. The reliability is kind of key, you see. Right, you can take some food. Okay, so I am leaning towards the German territories here. I am going to have a quick look at the cost of, say... Oh. I'm very close to that amount in cash. I might pick that up real quick, just in case it goes up over time, and just in case there's other events that affect that relationship, well, negatively, that is. I could miss out on some positive effects, but I'd rather just get that done. Okay, nice. Right, we actually have a direct route now, in terms of where we can place tracks, so that's progress, isn't it? I would say so. But yeah, we've got 6 trains going already, and we're at the end of our 3rd year now. I have a 320k in the bag. There we go. This is good. I'm looking forward to seeing what the profit is then. 1.9 million, which is an absolute whopper. Really good. Really good. Okay. And our debt should be a lot cheaper as well. 48,000. Will that pay for itself in the scenario? Maybe not. Yeah, generally speaking, avoid... Yeah, you don't really want... don't want too much in terms of cargo, do you? Right, let's... have a look here. We'd probably just build it along like this. Have it come along there. Right, are we looking to build all over there to Kampala? I think we might be. It was Nairobi, wasn't it? I was also looking at. Oh, I didn't know that was completely mountainous. Oh, that's a big nope, isn't it? 4.2. Although, hang on. .2. It's not great, but once you're up there, it's done. I still think Kampala's better though. Just from here, you go along here and it's bloody flat. Once, yeah, that is. We were able to get this with only one, I think, little section going up to 4. I believe it is, and you can navigate your way through and round. Look at this. You haven't seen something so good. Yeah, that's our route right there, people. Okay, maybe actually then we get some from Kampala going through to Beva here. You've got coffee, that's all the only resource you have, but I think we'll just take some passengers through. Yeah, that's going to be our next route, because this is going to be part of the journey. I think from about 95, I want to start getting some trains down here though, so I will start building some track down. And sending, I guess, trains out every 3 months or so, which is really going to slow down these routes here. And perhaps I'll even sell the oil refinery. I don't know. We'll see. I need a little bit more cash. In fact, that's probably can be done by issuing stock. We'll lower our cost of debt. And yeah, we've already got over 1 mil there. There's no point in going for anything else other than this medium one. Rail can go that side. Looks good to me. There's nothing there. Okay, that's not so good. That's fine. We'll cope. Oh, you were better than that earlier. Yeah, you were definitely better than that. Don't know what's going on there. What happened to this really nice smooth route we have? Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll do it from this way if you want. You all saw it was all green earlier, wasn't it? Yeah, look, like that. Is this the way we have to do it? I think it is. Alright, let's double track this up. Let's see if this is still all... Yeah, that's all green. Right, good. In fact... Why don't we just make it a bit easier for ourselves? Do it like so. Look at this. Right, let's issue another bond. We're only on our second bond, which is really, really good actually. Steel bridge. 600. Okay, that's all we can do for now. I can't actually build the station yet, but quite pleased to get that little section of track done. This is going to run really quickly along there. They say the journey takes about 5 years to make, so we need to keep that in mind. And let's get some... Yeah, that's the way. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, suspend the dividend. We should have never been paying that to begin with. I'll have you know. We need some more money. Anybody close? No. Okay, we're just going to have one train going back and forth, taking a good amount of passengers, and if there's any mail, it can take that as well. But there we go, we've got this section done here. That's really quite good. Now it's about, I think, this section here. Yeah. The thing is, our track maintenance costs are obviously going to start increasing as well. So that is something to consider. Could get a little small one going along here. There's not many passengers, but there would be some. We've also got these areas here. We've got coal that can actually go directly into that electric plant, but I don't really know if that's worth doing unless we're going industry. It feels like my little... I mean, I love these. The 240 Vulcans, dirt cheap to run, and they're very good for making some very profitable industry, but that feels like a bit of a decoy right now. We just don't have the time for it, and we're making a lot more money from hauling passengers about the place like this. There you go, passengers. And we've got a little bit of food as well. That is helping. That really is adding up. But there we go, we're already up to another 1 million there. So I think I'll wait for this year to come through. There we go. Let's see how much this gets us. Yeah, it's a fairly short route. Let's take a look at the profitability of each train last year, starting from the first one. 336, 294, 421 from the Cairo Cannonball. That one here, that's the Aswan to Cairo one. That is a bloody good service, that one. Yeah. S1 97, although it's just about to make some more money, I think, or this year. 587, that one made, but that was probably its first year as well. And yeah, 234, and this one's just started. So yeah, really nice, and it's nice and speedy too. Pretty good. I am going to need to go with this. Oh wow, we have exactly 3 passengers and 1 mail. That is actually quite nice, isn't it? We'll go water sanding here. Great. Yeah, that's good. Okay. What are we looking at? 1.5 million in profit. I'd be surprised if I wanted a different manager unless we can get, I was going to say, track building costs cheaper. I'm going to say no. I feel like we can afford it. I mean, look at us right now. We are raking in the cash. Hang on, wait for it. And there it is. There's some more. Okay, now's the time. We're going to go single track. For any bridges, we're going to go steel because it's kind of a nice compromise. So along here, there we go. There's a nice little... There we go, that was it. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Like that. Get another 200. There we go. There. And it's all about making this connection here, which that in itself was not the worst thing. But we can't do it like that. Hang on, I swear... Oh no, it's down here, isn't it? Is it down here? Oh, is that the way? Wait, is this little route I've just not... Oh no, that's actually a lot hilly. A lot hillier than I thought it was. No. I don't like that very much now, do I? Yeah, it gets very steep here. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure there's like a lot here. 4.5, that's not too bad, but there's a good spot where we can... There it is. Okay, I managed to get rid of that cattle farm, and that seems to have made all the difference in making this a much more efficient climb. At no point, I think it doesn't actually go over 3.5 at any point, which is just perfect. Right, we've now made this massive connection all the way down here. It's time to start sending some trains. We want to get the jump on this immediately. So from here, we're going to go, we'll go 3 and 1, I guess. Must be full. And the waypoint is just going to be to over here for now. Yeah, that's it. That's our first train. We'll not make it a priority service yet. We will do that down the line. In fact, I don't know, I probably should really, shouldn't I? Because you could be blocked for a while, but we'll go from there. Okay, that's good. We've actually managed to get a start a few years in here. Next we need to go from there down to Livingston, I believe it is. Yes, it is. So I guess we'll start that. Now, of course, we might end up being, we might become a loss-making company soon, actually. Is a bit of a risk. Let's go with, yeah, that at some point. Alright, we have some more money. I've also got a second train running there as well, by the way, so we're looking fantastic, is all I can say, really. Let's come along here. Let's do it like this, 3.5, and then down there. Done. Easy. Right, now we can change the destinations on these all the way down to here, I believe. So I've got to make sure we change the... Yeah, there we go. To there. Okay, very good. They should continue running along that way. Good. Very good. Right, we'll wait for that train to leave. That'd be the diesel one. The Aswan train, that is good stuff. How's the profitability on this? 61,000. We'll keep it just because it helps pay off our debts a little bit. It's a good little train, actually. Bonds aren't going to be as good now because of we got the newspaper article saying basically the economy is starting to dip a little bit, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and get another train going. Got to keep it going, you see. That's it. Make you a priority train. By the time you catch up with him, I think he'll already be there. There we go, there's 3. All we need is 2 of these to get there fully. But we're going to need to send out loads and pretty much never stop either. Okay, so profitable. We're still profitable. That's really nice. From down here, that's all we need to do is connect down to Cape Town. I am curious to see what our track maintenance costs are, though, from last year, 1894. Track maintenance was close to 300k, so it's going to top 300k, but I don't think that's so bad, actually. And here it is, down to Cape Town. That's it, right. So instead you're going to Cape Town. That's right. Congratulations. I can't believe we've already made this connection, actually. But it's going to be years before they get there. There we go, 2.7! Did you see that? We're also going to need to put make more standing towers and water towers. I didn't even think about that. That is a thing we will have to do. You're only just leaving. That's fine. Oh, here we go. Lions have raided one of your work camps on the savannah. If you don't get some skilled hunters out to the site, the workers will leave. The loss of the workers will increase your track maintenance cost by 30%. Yeah, get the hunters in there. That 30% would be another 30k. Yeah, no, that will pay off. Yeah, that will pay off in 4 years. Yep, that's fine. I'm glad we just looked at the track maintenance costs. That was a stroke of luck, actually. Just have a peek at that. Okay, you guys are going to be slow for a while. Half tempted just to remove them completely. How are we doing over here? Oh, here we go. The governor of the Belgian Congo seeks your aid in developing industry in his province. While he realizes that his attitude towards you has been less than positive in the past, this would certainly create a new era of cooperation. If you could donate 350,000 to his project, he would gladly give you full access to the Congo. I wish I'd done more research on what it's like over there. I'm going to say, do we need it? No. Like I say, we don't need to be particularly profitable. Yeah, we could make some new stations there, but We just need to get these trains going. And I think something we do need. Do we want maybe something going there? No, we'll just have like a medium station, a small station here for now. There's no need for anything else. Roundhouse, water, sanding, go. Oh, and something I've been forgetting to do is actually issue some stock. Look at that. That's alright, isn't it? How are you doing? Sand's a bit low, but it shouldn't be so bad after this. Okay, we have access to the Mogul, which is a solid little train, actually. It's, I don't know, I wouldn't know if it was a step up or such. What's the reliability's lower, which again is just so much of a difference maker for me, despite being slightly faster by a couple of miles an hour on your sort of 2 degrees gradient anyway. As tempting as it is, I think I'm going to have to say no to that one. I'm going to go ahead and throw a roundhouse here. I've built more stations along here. We should be good for that entire section. There's this one here. You've got everything. You don't. I'm going to go ahead and put... Can we do something? Yeah, you know what? We should actually totally do something here. Yeah, there we go. Have a water sanding. No, I have everything. I have the roundhouse as well. No, okay, don't have that, actually. I was just kidding anyway. Hehe, this is a bit cheeky. Managed to not get access to here, but I can still put track here, and I should still get the passengers. Oh, it's 5 degrees. I don't want that. No, I guess we're not going to have an additional railroad there then. We've pretty much just got what we have, and now it's a waiting game from this point. This section is quite slow, but once they get through it, we've got some nice straight lines for them to just sort of pick up a little bit of speed, and away they go. We've got 5 trains going now. I'm going to wait until the Aswan train has sort of cleared it comfortably. And you finally cleared there, that's good. A little bit of congestion over here, but that is what it is. Okay, it's the end of 1895. We're making less money, but we're making under $1 million yet, which is very impressive actually. So I'm happy with that. I don't think anything here is worth taking. We're just not supplying enough of it, really. But I do want another constellation to set off. Gotta have your backup trains. That's very important. The way you guys go. Recession ahead. Alright, so we're not going to be very profitable for a while. That's fine. I think it's well worth possibly picking up these meat packing plants, as well as probably the cattle yards potentially, but the meatpacking plants should be profitable. I mean, that's it, it's very lucrative. This one I expect would be too. So I'm going to pick up... I'm not going to pick up anything yet, actually. I'm going to keep a little bit of cash in the bank. We'll get a little bit of interest on it, actually. So, do you know what? Let's buy that. Buy a few shares with what cash we have, and then issue some stock. There we go. And that will get us the meatpacking plants. There we go. Okay, that'll just help us stay afloat a little bit more, you see. Okay, the first of the Cape Town Express trains has actually made it through to the southern parts of British territory, so that's interesting. It's been 7 years since you began your railway. The people of Africa are waiting. Remember, connect Cape Town to Cairo and haul at least 8 loads between them. We know, and we're very nearly there. It's just these front 2 trains have to make it, and if one of them fails, well, we've got one there, and if that one fails, we've got that one there, and if that one fails, we've got that one there. That one fails, we've got that one there. And I think that's kind of where it ends. We'll probably get... One of them will probably get a robbery, and I'm assuming one will crash, so this is kind of my benchmark train here. Between these 4, I expect 2 of them to make it, despite the fact that these 2 are very close now. Yeah, and we've had no problems with water or sand. We are pretty much just following this train now. Well, here it is, the first train pulling in. There's one, and we've bloody well made it. Wow, it took so long that we've actually got new passenger trains. That is hilarious. Okay, let's retire that first one then. Great job. And here's the second one. Here it is. This is it. The scenario was complete in 1898. Looks like it's going to be July, it would seem. And there you have it. Done. Thank you very much. Where's my gold medal? There it is. Your victory is of epic proportions. Truly your skills are the stuff of legends. Now Africa has something to rally around that all the world will take notice of. You've made it possible. Have you given any thought to colonising Europe? Well, there you go. That's it.
Well, from the first spike to be driven in that sleepy little town of Baltimore, to the nightmarish conflicts in Europe, to the bustling markets of Cairo, you've managed to wrap the world in one big iron ribbon. So stand up, take your place among the legends. You've become more than a mogul, more than an industrial magnate, more than one of the original Iron Men. You've become a bona fide railroad tycoon extraordinaire. Now wipe your nose.
Well, there was a little cutscene there. I'll try and see if I can find it somewhere online so I can put it in the video. But there we go. Congratulations, you've made the high score list. Enter your name. Jimmy 13. Oopsies. There you go. We did it. And that appears to be the best I've done it, actually. All golds, if I'm not mistaken. I can't actually see it because my recorder's blocking it, but we did really well there. Hard difficulty. Absolutely bloody fantastic. Yeah, really pleased with that. That's the best I ever did, was 11 gold and 5 silver. So, yeah, a new personal best for me. And there you have it. So, guys, that was fantastic. That is Railroad Tycoon 2 for you. In fact, if we go to Load Campaign, and we go to After 18...
Hey there! Keep away from them winders!
Would you look at that? Alright, fantastic. So, next time I'm going to tackle a few scenarios, starting with Heartland USA, actually. And then I will surprise you with what the rest are. There's only going to be like maybe 3 of them, maybe 4. And then we're going to get on with the second campaign, which is over here, the 2nd century. So that'll be a lot of fun. But I hope you enjoyed the campaign. Those will all be in separate playlists, by the way. The other scenarios will be in a separate playlist, as well as the 2nd century campaign. That is the end of this playlist, as it were. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned how to tackle those scenarios, because I pretty much did it along the way as well. Like I say, never got gold on some of those, so I'm really pleased with that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I shall see you next time for some more Railroad Tycoon 2.